Welcome to Bible in the Backyard on a cold January morning in a location that I may say has the best roasted marshmallows in all of New York City. Bamidbar chapter 28. This chapter lists all of the sacrifices that are to be offered over the course of a day, of a year, and it opens with the sacrifice of the Korban Tamid, the daily offering, which is to be given twice a day, in the morning and the afternoon, every day, kind of again and again. We have the Korban Tamid. There's a certain monotony in the bringing of the Korban Tamid, and I wonder if you had a perspective on what that can say to kind of humanity and the whole kind of offering of sacrifices in general.
Yeah, I think animal sacrifices are just hard for us to get behind at this point, appropriately. But the Tamid is, I think you're right, this daily offering is really interesting. So it frames every day, first thing every morning, last thing every night. Virtually no exceptions, nothing can come before or after. But I think one of the interesting things is that it's mentioned here as part of the calendar of sacrifices. But we actually heard about it all the way back at the end of Exodus as part of the architecture of the tabernacle. So it seems to be doing two things, actually. It is a sacrifice, and it's in the calendar of sacrifices, but it's actually also just part of what it means to have a temple. If you have a temple, there's got to be some sort of ritual there. And the ritual involves vessels, so we build an altar, we have a menorah, that's all there in Exodus 25, 27, and so on. But then we also hear in 29 of the need to have the daily offerings. It's as if it's not really a temple if you're not offering something. A temple doesn't function just by having a building with some accoutrements, vessels, and decoration. There's got to be ritual. So the ritual, I think, even though it's hard for us to get behind the animal sacrifice in particular, I think we can understand the need for ritual actions as actually making this into a temple, a place of worship. It's not a place of worship if it's stale and empty. There's got to be things starting the day and ending the day, opening and closing the building every day. And the Korban Tamid, I think, serves that function.
Yeah, if I would offer it's ritual, but it's also routine, right? The idea that we're framed by a particular routine each day, day in, day out, and regardless of what happens in between that is messy or chaotic or disruptive, you have the framework of the routine each day embodied in the Korban Tamid.
That's a great point. And then I guess in that sense, it makes sense then that the rabbis take this as one of the models for the daily prayer. Like, you start the day, later in the day, you just have to have that prayer. Doesn't matter so much what happens in between, but the day is framed by that ritual and routine, as you say.
Great. Thank you.